Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we start in the daily time frame, then go to the smaller time frame. Here on the daily, I just wanted to explain again, also for everybody who's new on the channel, what the current perspective is. I'm making more and more videos about that because I believe we're getting into a very important phase of the market in which we haven't seen an overall price top yet, but I believe we are in the late stages of a bullish run that started in November 22. Lots of questions being asked about what do the altcoins do, what impact does the next correction have on altcoins, how do I see the market, so many questions. We've got our live stream today at 5 p.m. UTC. Feel free to join it. It's the member live stream. The link has already been shared for answers to all your questions. I will always answer all questions, or at least try to. I'm not sure how many people are going to join today. With regards to requests, probably not have any time for those today anyway, because the market is very important and a lot of people will have questions. So that's what we are focusing on today, but I plan to make a separate public live stream next week, during which we can also look at a lot of charts, but we're looking at charts every single day. So, we're covering so many already. Just want to mention, because there's so many questions in the comments here on YouTube, I give my best to answer them, but can't answer them all. So we have this 5-wave move up, right, which started in November 22, and we have 3-wave top into the March high, 4th wave low in August, and the idea is we're in the 5th wave, which is the final structure. And I've been saying, throughout this rally, like when we started this correction, that most of the rally, in my opinion, in this direct move from the November 22 low, most of this is already done. Not all of it. So still looking here for that 5th wave up, but we have completed waves 1 and 3. That already led to roughly a, what was it, 4x? 4x, more than 4x for Bitcoin. And from that $15,000 low to around about, what was it, 73,000. Yeah, so a bit more than that. And most of that, it's not going to do that again in this rally. Probably not. I'd be happy if it does, right? But I don't see it right now based on the chart. Happy to consider additional extensions. I did talk about that additional bullish scenario a lot until the 5th of August. Then I said I'll take it off the chart due to risk management purposes, but it's still possible, and we can talk about that when we get closer to this 130k level, where a top could form in that region at least. We're now in the blue target area where a larger degree price top could form at any point, but it's not expected yet because we are still holding above support and the wave count could still stretch a bit higher. But another scenario would be 1, 2. This is all still part of a 3rd wave. Then we get a 4, then we get a 5, and I can see it possibly stretch to 180 to 200k in that case, yeah. But even then, most of the rally is already done, so that statement would still be correct, because Bitcoin would maybe do another 2x from here, which is not the same that it did obviously between November and March, so November 22 and March 24. Just looking at the daily chart itself, the idea is that we're sort of pushing against the ceiling here, pushing against fib levels. I see short-term the potential for maybe a 15% drop in this 4th wave, maybe a bit more if it's the white count, but in both we should still see higher prices. So wave 4, wave 5, another 4, 5 on the smaller degree, or is this 4, 5? But I would still like to see at least one more high on the daily time frame before this substantial price top is forming. And the nature of the next pullback should tell us if we're in the white or the blue wave count. That means I'd like to see above 100k. Well, we haven't done that yet, but we're not far away. So I think sentiment is still positive, very much euphoria in the space. That's typically what we see in these markets. But still, the altcoins are still seeing a lot of setbacks when Bitcoin pulls back a little bit. So, it's still not aggressive euphoria, I would say. That might still happen. So again, the roadmap still suggests higher. And when we approach at this point there, we're gonna make a call if the top is in or not. But I will not call the top until we break support, right? So that's my take. It's much more important. I'm not so interested in bullish or bearish. It's much more important to understand the risk. And in my opinion, the next correction should be seen as an opportunity. Once this top is in, see the next correction as an opportunity. I mean, we might see, I don't know, 40, 50K again in that correction, maybe even a bit lower. But I will, again, talk about that more in the live stream today. And I think it could be a major opportunity. Okay. Now, still, it's important not to, I think, carry any altcoins into that dip, but we talk about that. Okay. That's the daily chart. So it means still the roadmap isn't complete yet. I'd still like to see, as you can see, the 4-5 patterns here. Another wave 4. Support at the moment is between 75,950 and 82,160. I'm talking about the wave 4 that is related to this wave 2, which formed around the 4th of November. So this is sort of due at some point. I mean, the third wave internally has definitely reached FIB extensions that are common for a third wave. The 1.786 perfectly. They're at 90,400. And the pullback is due, but not necessarily overdue. So we're watching for it. Actually, looking at the micro, as I said in the last few days, looking at the 1 hour chart here, one more high is actually still plausible. I shared with you in yesterday's update a Fibonacci support area. The price reacted to it, but only in very weak ways. So we're still just moving sideways. So nothing has really changed here on this time frame, on this 30-minute chart. And here I think it's important to pay attention to that 85K level. That's the swing low from Tuesday the 12th. I mean, as long as that's holding, I think one more extension higher is possible somehow. But ideally, we're not even testing that, because that would involve a massive wave 4 compared to the wave 2 that we had, but possible. I offered yesterday very weak support here between 88,500 and 90,280. We're still holding above it. And my view was that, okay, if that fifth wave to the upside in blue of circle wave 3 is already unfolding, it's likely an ending diagonal. And we could have a 1-2 A, B. I haven't labeled that specifically, but 1-2 A, B. Maybe the C wave of the third has started. Then a wave 4 and 5. But you know, we're just pretty much moving sideways, so not much going on there at the moment. I'd say expect some more volatility as we're heading into the weekly candle close. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.